Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories. Think of this as your cozy little place to learn English the natural way while reflecting on real life. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. We are so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're a brand new listener or you've been hanging out with us for a while, we have a really great episode ready for you.
Absolutely. John, let me ask you something before we dive in. What do you think is the one thing that can truly make or break your success? It doesn't matter if it's learning English, getting fit, saving money, or reaching any goal at all.
That's a big question, but honestly, I think it comes down to self-discipline. Not talent, not luck, and not even motivation. Self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when the initial excitement wears off and things start to feel hard.
Yes, exactly. And the reason we're talking about this today is that I actually have a confession to make.
Oh, do tell.
Okay, so lately I've been really struggling with self-discipline. I set some personal goals at the start of the year and I've been falling behind. To be honest, I keep telling myself, I'll start properly tomorrow.
Oh, wow. The classic, I'll start tomorrow. I feel that deeply. We've all been there so many times.
Right? And every tomorrow just becomes another today where nothing actually changes. That's exactly why we wanted to talk about self-discipline in this episode. Without it, we procrastinate, we lose momentum, and our goals just stay as nice ideas stuck in our heads.
Exactly. So today we are going to break down how to actually build self-discipline, why it matters so much, and how to stay consistent, even when things get tough and life gets noisy.
And the best part is that we have some really practical tips that work for both your English learning journey and other areas of your life. Real strategies, real examples, and no fluff.
We'll also be introducing some useful vocabulary throughout the episode, words and phrases that will help your English sound more natural and confident in everyday conversations.
So stay with us because this episode is full of things you can actually use. Whether you want to build better habits, speak English with more confidence, or just get better at following through on what you say you'll do.
All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1 for building self-discipline. Start with tiny habits.
This one is so important and honestly, so underrated. When most people think about discipline, they think about big, dramatic changes. Wake up at 5 in the morning, exercise for an hour, study for 2 hours, meal prep every Sunday.
And then by day 4, they're completely exhausted and lying on the sofa wondering why they're like this.
Exactly. I know this feeling personally. Every January, I set these huge goals. Work out every day, eat perfectly, study English for an hour every single evening. And every single year, by the middle of January, I'm overwhelmed and burnt out and feeling worse than before I started.
The problem isn't you. The problem is the size of the goal. When we try to do too much too fast, our brain gets scared and starts looking for an exit.
So the solution is to start tiny, almost embarrassingly tiny. Instead of committing to 1 hour of exercise, commit to 5 minutes. Just 5. Put on your shoes, step outside, do 5 minutes of movement.
Because once you've started, you almost always do more. But even if you only do 5 minutes, you still did it. You kept your promise to yourself, and that matters enormously.
It's the same with English learning. Instead of saying, I will study English for 1 hour tonight, say, I will spend 5 minutes listening to 1 podcast episode or learning 2 new words. That's it.
And over time, those tiny, consistent actions add up to something real. There's a great idea from the world of habit science that talks about how small habits compound. Just like money in a savings account, small, regular deposits grow into something much bigger than you expect.
Wow, I love that comparison. Small deposits every day. Your English is like a savings account.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing about tiny habits is they don't feel like a burden. You're not forcing yourself. You're just doing one small, manageable thing. And slowly, it becomes part of who you are.
The key word here is consistency, not intensity. Doing something small every day is far more powerful than doing something huge once in a while.
So if you're listening right now and feeling overwhelmed by your English learning goals, here's your permission to start smaller, much smaller. 5 minutes is enough to begin.
Okay, tip number 2, focus on systems, not just goals.
This one changed how I think about progress completely. Most of us are very goal-focused. I want to be fluent in English. I want to lose weight. I want to get a better job. And goals are great. They give you direction.
But here's the thing. A goal alone doesn't tell you what to do on a random Wednesday afternoon when you're tired and your motivation has completely disappeared.
Right. That's where a system comes in. A system is a series of small, regular actions that you do consistently and that gradually move you toward your goal.
So instead of saying, my goal is to speak English fluently, you build a system. Every morning while I have my coffee, I listen to 10 minutes of English. Every evening on the bus home, I review 5 vocabulary words on an app. Every Sunday, I watch 1 English language video and write down 3 new phrases.
Those small, consistent actions are your system, and the magic of a system is that it doesn't require motivation. It just requires habit.
Yes, motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up feeling inspired and energetic. Other days you wake up and the idea of doing anything feels impossible. If you rely on motivation, you'll be inconsistent.
But if you have a system, a clear routine that you follow regardless of how you feel, you stay on track even on the hard days.
It's like having a path already laid out. You don't have to decide where to walk every morning, you just walk the path.
And for English learners, this is so powerful. Build a simple system, small daily actions that fit into your existing routine. Over time, those actions become automatic and the results start to show.
Okay, tip number 3 is one of my personal favorites. Make your habits attractive.
Oh yes, this is where discipline actually becomes enjoyable. Because if you only do something because you feel you have to, eventually you'll stop. But if you find a way to enjoy it, everything changes.
So true. When I first started exercising regularly, I dreaded it. I'd stand by my running shoes every morning and internally argue with myself for about 10 minutes.
The great morning debate, me versus my trainers.
Exactly. But then I started pairing my workout with something I genuinely loved. I made a playlist of songs I'm obsessed with, only allowed to play during workouts. Suddenly, I was looking forward to exercise just to hear the music.
Wow, that's such a smart move. You hacked your own brain.
I really did. And the same works for English learning. If you find the process enjoyable, you'll do it more and do it better.
For example, instead of sitting with a dry textbook, watch an English language show you're genuinely curious about. Right now, there are so many great series available in English on streaming platforms. Watch with English subtitles. Pause and repeat lines you like. It's practice and entertainment at the same time.
Or listen to an English podcast about something you're already interested in. Sports, cooking, true crime, technology, fitness. There is literally a podcast about everything.
And reward yourself too. After you finish your English practice for the day, have your favorite snack or watch something you enjoy. Your brain connects the habit with something positive and becomes more willing to do it again.
Positive reinforcement is genuinely powerful. It's not cheating, it's not weakness, it's just working with how your brain actually functions.
Discipline doesn't have to feel like punishment. That's the whole point. The more you enjoy the process, the more naturally you become consistent.
Okay, tip number 4 is design your environment for success.
This one is huge, and people underestimate it so much. Your surroundings have an enormous effect on your behavior, more than most people realize.
If your environment makes it easy to follow through on your goals, you will. If your environment makes it hard, you probably won't. It's almost that simple.
For example, I used to keep my phone on my desk while I was trying to study, and every time a notification came in, my focus completely shattered. 5 minutes of distraction turned into 30.
So what did you change?
I moved my phone to another room during study time. Just that one small change made a massive difference. Out of sight really does mean out of mind.
It's the same idea with exercise. If you want to work out in the morning, put your workout clothes right next to your bed the night before. Put your gym bag by the front door. Make it so easy to start that there's almost no reason not to.
Reduce the friction between you and the habit you want to build, and increase the friction between you and the distractions you want to avoid.
For English learners, keep your study materials visible. Have your vocabulary notebook on your kitchen table. Keep your flashcard app on your phone's home screen. Put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror with the word of the day.
Your environment is constantly sending messages to your brain. Set it up so those messages are pushing you toward your goals rather than away from them.
And the people around you are part of your environment too. Surround yourself with people who support what you're trying to do. Even one friend who asks you how your English is going, who cheers you on, makes a real difference.
If your social circle is full of people who laugh at your goals or constantly pull you towards distractions, it becomes so much harder to stay on track.
So be intentional about who you spend time with and what kind of energy they bring to your life.
Tip number 5, manage your willpower and energy wisely.
Wow, this is something I wish someone had told me years ago, because I used to wonder why I could be so focused and productive in the morning and then completely useless by 8 in the evening.
Same. By 9 at night, I am basically a snack-eating zombie who cannot make a single good decision.
Haha, relatable. And the reason is willpower. Willpower is a limited resource. It works a bit like a battery. Every decision you make,
Relatable. And the reason is willpower. Willpower is a limited resource. It works a bit like a battery. Every decision you make, every temptation you resist, every moment of focus you sustain drains the battery a little.
So by the end of a long day, your willpower battery is nearly empty, and that's when you make poor decisions, skip your habits, and end up doing exactly what you didn't want to do.
The solution is to schedule your most important habits and tasks for when your energy is naturally highest. For most people, that's in the morning, before the demands of the day start piling up.
So if your goal is to practice English every day, try doing it first thing, before you check your messages, before you get caught up in work, before the day runs away from you.
Even 10 minutes of focused English practice in the morning is worth far more than an hour of half-hearted effort at 10 at night when your brain is exhausted.
So here's a related idea. Automate as many small decisions as possible. The fewer choices you have to make throughout the day, the more mental energy you preserve for things that actually matter.
For example, plan your study time in advance. Same time every day. Same place, same routine. You don't have to decide when or where or how. It's already decided. You just show up.
Fewer decisions means more energy for the things you genuinely care about.
And our final tip for today, find someone to keep you accountable.
Oh yes, this one is a game changer. Having another person who knows your goals and checks in on your progress is incredibly powerful.
Because when it's just you and your goal and nobody else knows, it's very easy to quietly give up. Nobody sees you skip a day, nobody asks questions.
But when someone else is involved, when a friend asks you on Friday how your English practice went this week, you are much more likely to actually practice.
It's not about pressure or judgment, it's about having a gentle, caring push. Someone who believes in you and wants to see you succeed.
For English learners, this could look like many things. Find a language exchange partner online. There are so many apps and communities now where you can connect with someone learning your language while you help them with theirs.
Or join an online English learning community. Share your weekly goal publicly. There are so many active communities on social platforms where people celebrate each other's small wins every single day.
Or simply tell a friend or family member what you're working on. Ask them to check in with you once a week. Sometimes that one question, how did your English practice go, is enough to keep you consistent.
Accountability works because humans are social creatures. We care what the people we respect think of us, and we don't want to let down someone who's cheering for us.
So use that. Use it in a positive way. Find your people and let them help you stay on track.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's quickly go over some important vocabulary from today's episode.
Self-discipline means the ability to make yourself do what you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it. It's choosing long-term results over short-term comfort.
Procrastinate means to keep delaying something you need to do. I keep procrastinating on my English homework. I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes.
Consistency means doing something regularly over a long period of time, not just once when you're feeling motivated. Consistency is what creates real, lasting change.
Momentum means the feeling of energy and progress that builds up when you keep moving forward. Once you have momentum, It's easier to keep going.
Accountability means being responsible for your actions and having someone who checks in on your progress. Accountability keeps you honest with yourself.
Willpower means the mental strength to control your impulses and stay focused on your goals. Remember, willpower is like a battery. Protect it wisely.
And finally, environment means not just where you are physically, but all the conditions around you. The people, the objects, the routines that influence your behavior every day.
These are all words worth using in your own sentences today. Try writing one sentence using any of these words. Say it out loud. That's already a small step towards consistency right now.
All right, let's wrap today's episode at the end. Here's a quick recap of the 6 tips we covered.
Start with tiny habits. Focus on systems, not just goals.
Make your habits attractive. Design your environment for success.
Manage your willpower and energy wisely. And finally, find someone to hold you accountable.
You definitely don't need to try all of these at once. Just pick one, the one that feels right for where you are in your life right now. Give it a try this week and just see what happens.
And remember, self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's not about never missing a day or never feeling a bit lazy. It's actually about the return. It's about coming back again and again and again.
Every time you come back after a hard week, every time you do your 5 minutes of practice even when you don't feel like it, and every time you choose your goal over the easy option, you are building something real.
So please be patient with yourself. Celebrate those small wins. Keep your environment working for you instead of against you, and just keep showing up, even if it's imperfect.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. If this episode helped you in any way, please share it with someone who might need a little push right now. And don't forget to subscribe to Native English Stories so you never miss an episode.
Also, check out the pinned comment below. We've left a small challenge there for you.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye!